MovieWeb.com.
Case, there's something wrong with your eye. What are you talking about?
One iris is a different color than the other, which happens occasionally when you're dealing with twins.
I'm an only child.
Hey, you all right?
Am I a twin, Dad?
He died while the two of you were still in utero.
Your mother never told you, but I knew. By living, you denied it entry into our world.
You broke mirrors in this movie. Did they actually have you break mirrors, and are you worried about the 7 years of bad luck that are coming your way?
I actually did break mirrors, and you know what? That's so interesting. I never even thought about it. When I was breaking the mirrors, I never thought about I would have 7 years of bad luck, but I probably, oh my God, I hope that I don't. I had to break a lot of mirrors, and it wasn't easy because there were, you know, the mirrors that they couldn't, you know, hurt you or whatever. So I had this crowbar and, you know, just going and going, and then I got really pissed off because it wasn't breaking, and they're like, come on, you're so weak. So I just really hit it, and then it finally broke, so.
Well, do you think that is David Goyer's way of continuing to torture you even after the film is done?
He really
He's
did
like,
torture
gave
me.
you 7 more years and
I hope not. That would be horrible. But yeah, he definitely tortured me throughout the whole movie. First of all, we were shooting in Chicago, which was so cold. And I don't do well with cold weather. And I was, you know, outside most of the time. It was snowing and it was below, I don't know, 50 below. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but really bad conditions and a terrifying movie. And I had to, you know, tap into all of these, you know, really deep emotions and, you know, try to take this character as far as she can and, you know, make it real at the same time, so it was difficult.
Well, now I want to know, what kind of morbid parents name their unborn baby after what is known as a ghost in the Caribbean?
Jumby?
Yes.
I only found out that that was the case. First of all, it's a nickname. It's not the kid's real name.
But it's still kind of a weird nickname to give an unborn child.
Yeah, you know, it's just I didn't know that the word Jumby meant that when I wrote the movie, and I have no idea. I was visiting the set of The Dark Knight, and I had this idea that just popped into my head. It's, hey, what if someone, you know, this girl were being haunted by an unborn twin? And I literally said to my wife, oh, and then the kid's nickname should be Jumby, and this whole idea of Jumby wants to be born now. I don't know. That just came out of my head, and that was the genesis of the movie.
I was gonna say, that's almost even spookier that you didn't know that that meant that.
I know.
It's been around forever.
I know. I found that out after in fact, I'd already written the script, and I found that out afterwards. But I thought, hey, let it stick.
We have to finish it!
But one of the things that they say early in the film is that the baby, the twin, got strangled in the womb, and they don't really talk about it too much past that. I'm wondering,
right,
was it you or your character in the womb that strangled this other baby? Is that kind of what they're going for?
You know, that's definitely not clear, but I don't think that that's the way they were going. I think it's probably, you know, it dates back to, you know, my grandmother and her brother, and probably, you know, that's when, you know, my unborn twin, it probably took possession of my twin. You know, I don't think it necessarily had anything to do with me, and that's why, you know, I kind of always felt something that was off, and then it all kind of made sense when I, you know, found out I had a twin.
Now, I want to ask you about Atticus. Was this kid as creepy offset as he was on the screen? Because this is one of the scariest kids I've seen in a film in a long time.
Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. He's so sweet. He's such a doll, Atticus. You know, he's got such a great demeanor, and he's such a great little actor, you know? And he's, you know, joking around and couldn't be nicer. So he's not scary. I mean, he wasn't scary at all. When I saw the movie, absolutely, I was terrified. I'm like, what? How did he pull that off?
Did a lot of the images we see in the film, which are truly horrifying, come from some of your own nightmares? And what is the purpose of the book turning heads backwards? Because I know that actually comes from some of the folklore that's around, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I think, you know, in exorcisms, there's sort of a tradition of perverting the human form. And I was researching Dybbuk's, and I saw this old woodcut from like the 16th century, and it had a rabbi performing, you know, an exorcism on a person, and their head was upside down. And I thought, I don't know why, but, you know, clearly I guess they thought that's what used to happen. So I just sort of continued that motif throughout the film. And
you, like, gleefully tortured Odette through this whole thing, from what I hear from her.
Gleefully tortured Odette, yeah. You know, the bit with the speculum in the eye, and we were in the eye doctor's office, and I said to we had an eye doctor consultant, and I said, I want to do something to her that looks really uncomfortable, and he said, well, I could put a speculum in her eye, and it's this thing that hooks it's sort of like Clockwork Orange, that hooks your eyelids up and down, and I said, that sounds great. And then I said to Odette, hey, we're going to do this thing. And she had said at the beginning of the film, hey, I'm game for anything. And I said, the deal I used to make with her is, I'll do it as well, but you have to do it first. And I said, oh, we'll only do 1 take. And we ended up doing 8 takes, and I never did it.
Never did it? That's kind of mean.
I know.